It was the 1977 NFL Draft, and NFL scouts were already calling the college legend a liability.
It's been proven that a small back can play professional football. I'm not really worried about my size as far as being a professional football player.
Scouts were worried that his small size would affect his durability later in his career. If that didn't make matters worse, Dorsett made headlines when he told the then expansion team, the Seattle Seahawks, that he didn't want to play for them, especially given the fact that America's team has shown interest. I mean, they really wanted him. It was the first blockbuster trade in Cowboys history. Dallas gave up their first-round draft pick, Steve August, and 3 second-round choices to Seattle in order to move up to the second place and snag the legendary running back from Pittsburgh.
Cowboys have been established as a heavy preseason favorite because on the day of the draft, they were able to give to Seattle 3 draft choices.
It was such an historic deal that Dallas signed Dorsett to the richest contract in Cowboys history at the time.
We have never had the breakaway back, the back that can make the big play. We've just been lacking that one added dimension.
It was the second highest contract among rookies in NFL history, starting at $1.1 million. At the start of the 1977 training camp, tensions were high. Whispers were already murmuring about whether or not Dallas had given up too much for the undersized running back and that it was only a matter of time before he would be labeled injury-prone or worse.
You're wondering, what? This little guy? And then you're a little skeptical because now he's in the pros.
If that wasn't enough, reports were starting to come from camp. Dorsett was clashing with legendary Dallas head coach Tom Landry over scheme. Dorsett was frustrated that he wasn't getting an opportunity to compete for the starting position. I'm not used to being second, third, or fourth, he said. Here I'm playing behind all of the veterans. It's disappointing. What can you show on the practice field during training camp? You have to wait for the preseason.
He did have a sense of entitlement. You weren't ever just handed a job. You had to earn it.
Although Dorsett was limited by a nagging knee injury that kept him from playing in the exhibition game, he did have a point. Why give up so much for a player and not have him compete for a starting position in training camp? But Dorsett didn't make it any easier when 2 charges of assault were filed against him before training camp had even started. This didn't fit well with Landry. So during training camp, he was hard on the Heisman running back.
He was a prima donna. He was a sweet-looking, running son of a gun.
We had to bring him down a notch,
making him run extra laps and throwing a petty fine of $87.50 on him because he missed curfew due to a traffic jam. And just before anyone thought things couldn't get worse, the 5'10", 188-pound Dorsett injured his knee on just the second carry of his first inter-squad scrimmage against the Chargers. Can you imagine the gasp and the whispers? Remember, Dorsett's greatest concern amongst NFL scouts was his ability to stay healthy. A lot of pain shot up in my legs, said Dorsett. I thought it was serious enough to take me to the table. If Dorsett had visited the table, can you imagine the loss Dallas would have experienced by taking a risk on a frail undersized, according to scouts? Dorsett. Landry voiced his worries in an interview when he said, Dorsett is going to be a great back if he can stay healthy. You've got to stay healthy. That's what the NFL is all about. From the start of Dorsett's career, NFL scouts, his teammates, his coach, and fans alike all questioned if he could actually put it all together.
And you look at his small stature, and you're wondering if he can do the same things on a professional level that he did on the college level.
But when Dorsett finally was able to see the field, those concerns didn't last long. Although the two didn't see eye to eye early on, the complex coach of the Dallas Cowboys made it clear and precise. He gave his offensive line 2 instructions: just block and let Dorsett be Dorsett.
And of course, this young team of Dallas, Lindsay, is the cause of it. Everybody wants to see, of course, number 33, Tony Dorsett. And there goes gravity.
He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddy's eating. Dorsett, gone.
That year, Dorsett had one of the best rookie seasons in league history at the time.
The Dallas setback. Here's Dorsett.
Oh, he's not that big. We've heard how quick he is. Well, watch the cut at full speed here. And now he sees the flag, and you can forget it now.
Well, so they traded their place in the draft with Seattle. Tony Dorsett has been all that he was acclaimed to be.
Although he only started 4 games and only had 208 attempts, Dorsett reached the 1,000-yard mark and had 12 rushing touchdowns. His impact was such an immediate one that he helped lead his team to their second Super Bowl win in 6 years. It was the first time a player had won a college championship and a Super Bowl in back-to-back years. Dorsett brought swag and stardom to a running back corps that was ranked 12th the year before. Dorsett was the only running back in Tom Landry's offense to average 200-plus carries a season for a career. To say that Dorsett was an integral part of Dallas's success in later seasons would be an understatement.
Dorsett down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Can you believe that?
After Dallas drafted Dorsett, they went to 5 conference championship games out of 6 seasons and played in back-to-back Super Bowls. From 1981 to 1985, Dorsett had elite seasons, racking up over 6,208 yards and 30 touchdowns. In 1985, he was in the top 6 in rushing yards. Even throughout all the success during the 1985 season, things started to change for the legendary running back. Another Cowboys legend, Randy White, had received a contract extension that was higher than Dorsett's at the time. Dorsett thought because he was still an elite back and was playing at a high level, he deserved a better contract. He kinda did have a point. 6,200 yards in 5 seasons is an average of 1,200 yards per year. But the Cowboys front office also had a point. Randy White had 32 sacks in his last 3 years. He too was elite. The Cowboys ended up giving Dorsett a 5-year contract worth $9.65 million. He came back the next season and helped the Cowboys reach the playoffs again, but they were destroyed by the Rams. For obvious reasons, Dallas didn't like how things went with Dorsett. They drafted Herschel Walker, another Heisman winner. Although Dorsett had just signed a lucrative extension, whispers were heard that the young phenom Walker might be Dorsett's replacement. You remember the blockbuster deal Dorsett had during his rookie season? That was a then record $1.1 million. Well, Walker shattered that record when Dallas signed him to a 5-year contract worth $5 million. During training camp, tensions were immediately evident between the 2 Heisman players. Reports were released that Dorsett was threatening the Dallas organization, that if they didn't trade him, he would be a disruptive force. Whatever that meant, things eventually would calm down, and the 2 college legends would learn how to coincide with each other.
Walker is in the game and gets the pass. Complete. Washington. Houston and Dorsett on the misdirection. Dorsett breaking to the outside, gets to the 32-yard line. White gets it to Herschel Walker. Walker hit hard at the 20. First and goal from the 5. Dorsett sweeping. He's got some blockers. Touchdown.
But just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, they did. The coach who once said that Dorsett was going to be a great back in this league if he stayed healthy, benched him late in the season.
Nice day in Foxborough, Massachusetts, except if you were Tony Dorsett, who carried 1 time in the whole game for 5 yards.
Dorsett demanded to be traded for one last time, and the Cowboys finally granted his wish. Dorsett went to Denver for one last season to reunite with Dan Reeves.
State agent, you're probably trying to find him right at this very moment. Tony Dorsett officially became a Denver Bronco at 8 a.m. At an 8 a.m. news conference this morning. The 34-year-old Dallas Cowboy.
But what he had alluded to, and what scouts had been proved wrong for his entire career, finally came true. Dorsett had a horrible knee injury that finally ended his career. And just like that, a legend that was born in the College of Pittsburgh,
You know, we put a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat, a lot of sacrifices into this.
retired with an unbelievable career.
It's been a long journey for me to get back here. From Aliquippa, Pittsburgh, to Dallas, and now Canton.
Along with a shaky relationship with a team that he sacrificed so many years for. Until next time, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.